guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beth. I am a 36-year-old attorney living in the DC area with my husband. And with Valentine's Day approaching, I wanted to do a video dedicated to my favorite fragrances, especially my favorite rose fragrances. So rose is my favorite perfume note, and as you probably know, roses are very much associated with romance and Valentine's Day in particular, so I did want to film this video sharing what my favorites are. So I'll be ranking them from my least favorite to my favorite, and I'll be sharing the notes and everything along the way. So if that sounds good to you, please do subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you. And without further ado, let's get into it. So the least favorite fragrance I have to share with you is, I think, a fairly popular one, and that is the Jo Malone Red Roses cologne. So I have the 1 ounce or 30 milliliter size. This retails for $74. They also sell a 3.4 ounce or 100 milliliters for $144. They also have a limited edition style of this fragrance and a few other, I think, limited edition rose fragrances that I haven't tried. Those I think are slightly more expensive just because of the packaging, but anyway, I just have their standard style. So this is a cologne. It's not like an EDP or EDT, and this is made in England. So I think on the Sephora website they call it a classic floral. So the top note is lemon, and I think this is from the Jo Malone website. It says citrus fresh. It opens the fragrance with zesty brightness. The heart note or mid note is red roses accord. It says an accord inspired by 7 of the world's most exquisite roses. The varied qualities of these roses, with facets that range from fruity and citrusy to green and spicy, create an outstanding bouquet with a rich velvety character. And finally, the base note is honeycomb. It says this deep honeyed note with its smooth, rich accents of beeswax brings an addictive sweetness to this fragrance. So it says, the essence of modern romance inspired by a voluptuous blend of 7 of the world's most exquisite roses. With crushed violet leaves and a hint of lemon, it unfolds like a bouquet of freshly cut flowers. And with Jo Malone, they say that their fragrances are meant to be combined, so you can layer and mix them to create your own unique individual scent. It says spray perfume liberally and layer with bath and body products to make the most out of your scented experience. So this is my least favorite. I'm going from least favorite to most favorite. So I will say that in compiling this list, it kind of, I don't know, gave me insight into what I like and what I don't like in a fragrance. And I think what I don't love about this one, I just have a paper towel here. I don't have these like little sticks like some people do. I don't love the honey note, I think is my takeaway from this. So I think I've said about a lot of pharmacy products that are in their honey line, I don't love the smell of honey. Like I enjoy it in food from time to time, and if it's in the skincare as like an actual beneficial ingredient, like I can handle the smell of honey, but I don't love it and I don't seek it out. So yeah, so this just isn't my favorite. I think it's a little bit too sweet for me maybe. So this is coming in at the bottom. I think I did get this as a gift with purchase because a couple years ago Jo Malone did this promotion in November where you got like a free fragrance basically, I think if you spent over like $111, which was a whole thing. I filmed a video about that because it just was a thing. But anyway, I did get my hands on this fragrance, so I'm glad to have been able to try it, but it is not my favorite. Coming in next is the OUAI Melrose fragrance. So I do actually have the fragrance here. This size is 1.7 fluid ounce or 50 ml, and it retails for $60. They also have a 10 ml size for $22. So if you just wanted to try it out, you could go for that option. This is a fresh floral. And OUAI says it is a one-way, spelled O-U-A-I, ticket to LA. Melrose Place has a velvety rich rose scent infused with a swoon-worthy blend of bergamot, lychee, white musk, champagne, and more. And I think on the OUAI website it says, "We bottled the good taste of Melrose Place. Smells like LA sunsets and valet parking. This velvety rich rose fragrance has hints of bergamot, lychee, cedarwood, and white musk. Not your grandma's rose perfume. Melrose Place has a velvety rich rose scent infused with a swoon-worthy blend of bergamot, lychee, white musk, champagne, and more. Smell like you only eat avocado toast." And it says it's perfect for day to night, LA vibes, and it's fresh and floral. So I purchased this fragrance because I had experienced it in some of their other products. So OUAI, as you may know, started off primarily, and I think still is primarily, a hair care line, but they have since kind of branched into body care products, and they even have some candles in this scent. And I really enjoyed that. So I figured, I might as well pick up the perfume. But I think with this scent, I don't think they tampered with it at all when they released it as, this is an eau de parfum. I don't think they did anything to the scent that's in their other products, and I think for me this is just lacking a little bit of depth or interest when I wear it as a perfume. So I love their scalp and body scrub, for example. This has the Melrose Place scent, and they also have the same scent in their rose hair and body oil and in their volumizing hairspray. So again, I really like the scent. I've purchased multiple tubs of this body scrub. It's not the cheapest scrub, but I really do love the scent and the texture and everything. But again, I think wearing it as a fragrance, it just lacks a little bit of something for me. So I enjoy the scent when I'm using these types of products, but as far as going out of my way to apply this as a perfume, it's not my favorite because it just doesn't really do a lot for me. I do enjoy the bottle though. It has, as you can see, there's like a white base that I think is magnetic, so it does just kind of clip on there. So I like that. It's pretty kind of minimal, simple packaging, but again, just not my favorite scent. But if you did want to kind of really go in and layer and, do the body wash and the body lotion and all that, then you could top it off with the perfume. So next up I have the Stella Eau de Parfum. This is from the designer Stella McCartney, and on Fragrantica it says, "I showed an old time a picture of a rose to a designer. Just imagine a luxurious flower, heavy and beautiful. Its petals fall off just by your gentle touch. I would love to keep this frail beauty, this moment of perfection in the perfume." So it says, "No matter the reputation of rose perfumes as old-fashioned, Stella, with her classical retro chic, stands apart from the batch of new perfumes and attracts attention with her peculiarity. In the top notes, there are rose oil, peony, and a gentle touch of fresh tangerine. In the heart of the perfume, there is rose, whose gentle scent is emphasized by the deep note of amber in the base." And this, I think, was first introduced in 2003. So like I mentioned, I think, compiling this list and looking at similar notes that came out was really interesting to me. So a couple things. I do enjoy peony as a fragrance note, and I do like a good citrus note as well. So rose in general is one of my favorite florals, but this definitely has a little bit more going on. It also has this really, I think, interesting style of packaging. Kind of looks like some kind of like, I don't know, gem or something, the way it's kind of faceted, and has a really pretty ombre from dark purple to light purple, I guess. So I'll give you a close-up. They used to sell this at Sephora, but I haven't seen it there in a while. So you might be able to find this on some like discount sites and that kind of thing, but it's not as, I think, widely available or common as it used to be. So I do like this a lot. It's very kind of in-your-face rose. And the reason I'm ranking it where I am is that, to me, I kind of think of this as more of a nighttime perfume. It's a little bit heavier. It's not something I would want to wear kind of on a hot summer's day, that kind of thing. Like, for some reason, I think of wearing this going to like a movie at night or something. So it's not like super sexy, but it is, I think, a little bit more intensely rose. So I do really like this fragrance, but it's not quite as distinctive as some of the ones I'll talk about, and it's not as kind of all-purpose either. So I think this is coming in at 5 out of 7. So next up, I have a little bit more of a unique fragrance. And this is Penhaligon's Elisabethan Rose Eau de Parfum. This is the 100 ml size, and it retails for $215, so we're definitely getting up there. And it says, "Behold the famous Tudor rose, the flower of England. Inspired by the coming together of houses York and Lancaster, this airy eau de parfum is a harmonious union of rose, hazelnut leaf, and vetiver. The base notes are vetiver, musk, and wood. The heart notes are red lily, rose centifolia oil, and rose absolute. And the head notes are hazelnut leaf, almond oil, and cinnamon." So this is, I think, one of the more unique rose fragrances in my collection. And I just have to show you the bottle. It has this beautiful kind of like wax seal looking decal on the front here, and this cute little ruff at the top, and then the back just looks like that. I also have to say the outer packaging I held on to because it's beautiful as well. It comes in this hard box, and it has this really pretty like Tudor architecture styled box. And again, that like wax seal, it's actually 3-dimensional. On the top you have the like royal warrants, and then you would lift it up like so, and the perfume would sit in it like so. So I think this is ranking where it is in large part due to the sentimental value. So I actually purchased this in London. We went over, I want to say Easter of, was it 2018 maybe? So my husband is from the UK, so we go back periodically. It has been a while since, you know, everything. But yeah, we did go over around Easter, and my birthday is in April, so we were there, I think, on my birthday. And my mother-in-law very kindly gave me some money for my birthday, so I purchased this with basically my birthday money. And my name is Beth, like I mentioned, so, you know, the whole Elisabethan thing made it kind of a sentimental purchase for me. As you can see, I haven't used a ton of it. I like wearing it, but I have to be in the mood for it because it is, I think, just a little bit more, I don't know how to describe it. It kind of hits the top of your nose or back of your nose a little bit. I think that's partly due to like the lily note and maybe the cinnamon. I don't actually love the smell of lilies or lily fragrances. My niece's name is actually Lily, but I don't really care for the smell of lilies. So I think it is still primarily a rose fragrance, but it does have that kind of like, I don't want to say acrid, but like, you know, that kind of feeling in my nose, like I mentioned. And I mean, it does have some really interesting depth to it. Like, it's not a super rose forward fragrance the way that like Stella McCartney is. So yeah, so it is a very unique fragrance, very beautiful bottle, a lot of sentimental value. So that is why I'm ranking it at, I think that's number 4 out of 7. Next up, we have the fragrance that I'm actually wearing today, and that is the Diptyque L'Ombre dans l'eau. This is an eau de toilette, and this size is 50 ml, retails for $108. It says, telling the story of daydreams, a calm river, a summer slumber under a weeping willow. Roses and black currant berries gathered into a perfume. The herbaceousness of black currant leaves, the acidulated fruity accents of buds. I don't think I've ever seen that word before.
Acidulated.
And the floral intensity of the rose. A nature-filled moment to savor. And I did see on the Diptyque website, actually, as I was looking this up, it says that each fragrance purchase will now include a matching sample. So you can use the sample to test the fragrance on your skin before opening the full-size bottle, and then they will accept unopened returns within 14 days of original purchase, free of charge. So, you know, I think like Nordstrom, for example, probably has a more generous return policy, but it's nice that they offer that to kind of cut down on waste and that kind of thing. So this was created in 1983. They call it an avant-garde perfume, and it's one of Diptyque's very first floral fruity fragrances. So I'll give you a close-up at the packaging. I like Diptyque's style. It's very kind of classic, I guess. I like that they have a different picture on the label on the reverse side, and then it says Diptyque on the lid there. So I picked this one up after I heard, I think, Makeup by Tiffany D talk about it being basically the perfume version of the Bay Candle by Diptyque. This is the 70 gram or 2.4 fluid ounce size, which I have burned a considerable amount of. So I love this as a home fragrance, and I actually do like this as like a personal fragrance as well. This scent in particular, I think it's because it has that like kind of sharp green note to it. This is a scent and a fragrance that I always like the most in the spring. So that's why I decided to wear it today. So it is the middle of February, and I think we got into the 50s today in the DC area, but you know, I think we're all, for the most part, kind of tired of winter and looking forward to a little bit of nicer weather and being able to be outside. So yeah, I just really like this. I know they describe it as a summer fragrance. Maybe in some parts of the world where it doesn't get quite as hot, you might really enjoy this throughout the summer, but for me, it's a little bit strong to wear like in the height of summer. So I really do like it in the spring. You know, you're thinking of things kind of budding and becoming green and everything, but you don't have to worry about it kind of being too overpowering just because of it being really hot out. So yeah, so I do enjoy having this one, but it's kind of more tied to a certain time of year for me. So speaking of it being really hot out, I think this is my number 2 here. This is the Chloé Rose Tangerine Eau de Toilette. And I just have the travel spray, but the 1 ounce or 30 ml is $68, and the 1.6 or 50 ml is $95. This is another fruity floral. So this has notes of tangerine essence, rose absolute, and black currant absolute. So another kind of black currant and rose combination here. And I think, going back up here, yeah, tangerine was in the Stella Eau de Parfum as well. So I guess tangerine, rose, black currant, that combination really seems to get me. So it says a uniquely fruity rose note mingles with tangerine to bring a sunny radiance to this fragrance. Vivid black currant and verdant undertones reinforce the scent's character, while a base of cedar and white amber lingers with a streamlined, ultra-contemporary elegance. And I don't have, obviously, the full-size bottle, but I have the original kind of Roses to Chloe that I can show you. And it says, featuring a bright, fresh, clear rose note integral to the brand's fragrance identity, Rose Tangerine Eau de Toilette embodies freedom, lightness, and femininity, the principles on which Chloe was founded in Paris more than 60 years ago. So I think I picked this up last year sometime, and often during the summer. Again, in the DC area, it is very hot, very humid in the summer, and I just like citrus because it's very fresh, but I do love a good rose note as well. So this is kind of a good combination for me, and I think being an Eau de Toilette, it's a little bit lighter. I just feel, you know, like fresh and like I smell good when I wear it. It's not like something that's gonna knock you over the head, but it just helps you feel fresh. So other fragrances that I like to wear during the summer include the like Atelier Cologne Clementine California, I think it is, and I used to wear like, I think the original Tory Burch fragrance. So this one is leaning more towards that kind of traditional rose territory, but it still does have a very strong citrus element that I like. So as I mentioned, I did purchase the Roses to Chloe a while ago. The metal bit is kind of tarnished. So I purchased the travel spray because, I don't know, I just wanted to make sure I used it up before I invested in the full size. But I don't know if all bottles do this or if it's just mine, but It's not really my favorite. So yeah, so this is the Roses de Chloé. At one point I purchased this little Roses de Chloé. So this is also an eau de toilette, and it's really cute. And I like that this is a spray as well. I don't think they make this anymore. So yeah, so I like this fragrance as well. It's just, I guess, not one of my favorites. I decided not to kind of rank it with these other ones because I was going to be talking about the Rose Tangerine. So I didn't include this in my ranking, but I guess if I were kind of placing it, I would probably put it maybe under the Stella Eau de Parfum. It kind of gives me similar vibes, very rose forward as you would expect, and not quite as like fresh or distinctive as some of the other ones I talked about. So I think the very last fragrance here is something maybe a little unexpected, and that is the Stella McCartney Eau de Toilette. So kind of the sister to the Eau de Parfum is the Eau de Toilette. So similar shape of the bottle. Again, this is the 30 ml size, has you know, this light pink cap and the polka dots and everything. And like the Eau de Parfum, this is another one where it's a little harder to find these days. So the Eau de Toilette is another floral, and it was launched in 2015. The top notes are iced lemon, freesia, and mandarin orange. The middle notes are Bulgarian rose, peony, and violet leaf. And the base note is amber. So again, we're seeing those like citrus notes, the rose, some peony in there, and kind of a green element as well. So they said it was a fresh and sparkling scent of garden rose. Contains the same notes of amber and rose as the original, but includes additional accords of frozen lemon, mandarin, freesia, peony, and violet leaf. Opens with fresh mandarin and frozen lemon, balanced with watery tones of freesia to create a soft, dewy feeling. The floral heart of Bulgarian rose essence with crunchy violet leaves and delicate peony petals brings a freshness to the fragrance, while amber gris base notes reveal a masculine undertone. And Stella McCartney apparently said that the story of Stella fragrances unfolds around a strong feminine motif of the rose, looking at this flower in a new way to celebrate the modern woman. Stella Eau de Toilette is about a natural confidence that is also youthful and radiant. So I think if I had to pick any kind of signature perfume, like a perfume that makes me feel most like myself, it would be this one. So I have gone through an entire bottle this size. I don't know how to explain it. So it's rose, but it's a little bit lighter, a little bit fresher. I feel like I could pretty much wear this anytime, anywhere, and I would feel very comfortable in it. And I just feel kind of fresh and pretty when I wear it. So yeah, that is my number one. I do also have a backup of this fragrance. This is the 30 ml. I did purchase the 50 ml. I think it was on one of the like flash sale type sites or whatever, so it wasn't very expensive. So I do like the other styles of the Stella McCartney fragrances. This one obviously has the same polka dots on the glass, and then it has, you know, like a plastic cap with some gold around the top. So the 100 ml I think is the same style but bigger. For whatever reason, with the Stella McCartney fragrances, the smallest side is a little bit different in design. A lot of fragrances, they seem to have pretty much the same style, just a little bit altered for like the dimensions and whatever. But yeah, I do have another bottle of that. I think honestly I prefer the look of the Stella McCartney fragrance, like the colors and the overall look and everything, but I do prefer the scent of this one. So that is going to do it for my roundup of my favorite rose fragrances. Let me know if you've tried any of the ones I mentioned, or if you have a different rose fragrance that's your favorite. I would love to hear about it and maybe try it out myself. I think over the last couple years, for some of us, we haven't felt the urge to wear perfume because we haven't really been going anywhere. But if I can remind anyone out there that it's worth applying the nice perfume just so you can smell it on yourself and enjoy it. So I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.